Let's get into the scuttlebutt of the day here tonight. Minnesota. I don't know what the hell's going on in Minnesota. But my God. You got a Minnesota mom. She's facing 2 years in jail. 2 years in prison. 2 years in prison. For what? Take a guess at what she did. She followed the doctor's orders and saved her son's life. Imagine that. You don't follow the doctor's orders and go get a second opinion, they steal your kids. They throw you in jail for speaking out. You follow the doctor's orders. Well, we got to throw you in jail. Get a load of this. A mother of 2. She's got 2 kids. One of them, a young boy. Happened about 3 years ago. He was 12 years old. He got hit in the head with a baseball and caused a traumatic brain injury. Well, this brain injury has given this kid seizures, and he tries to hurt himself. He's pounding on his head. Seen some of the videos. He's got a traumatic brain injury. And getting hit in the head with a baseball can do that. He's a 12-year-old kid. Well, she, again, like all these other parents, taking their child all over the place, giving to doctor after doctor after doctor. Well, none of the doctors could actually solve this kid's problem. He's had seizures, and tremors, tries to hurt himself. It's extremely painful to the kid. He's going through a lot of pain. And look, nobody likes to see somebody go through a lot of pain, whether you know them or not. Whether you know the person or not, you don't like to see somebody go through a lot of pain. So when you try to help them, especially a mother to her child, parents are going to do everything they can to help their children. Just the way it is. Just the way it is. And if you don't understand it, well, I don't know what to tell you, but stay out of the conversation because you're an idiot. She tried everything. Doctors tried. They couldn't solve the problem. Well, evidently a doctor told her to get some medicinal cannabis oil. Marijuana oil. Oh, my God. Marijuana. Let me tell you something about marijuana. One, you can't OD on it like you can with alcohol. Marijuana doesn't make you mean like alcohol. I don't care if it's legal or not. It doesn't. What does that mean, legal? Because some government bureaucrat wrote on a piece of paper that it's illegal means that it is? I mean, cocaine used to be legal. Now look at it, it's not. Opium used to be legal. Now it's not. It's arbitrary. Intoxicants have been on planet Earth forever, and they're not going away. Government after government after government after government has done everything they could to try to get rid of intoxicants. Why? Well, because they don't have control over the people. That's what it's all about. It's up to you whether you want to use drugs or not the government. Now, if you use the drugs and you kill somebody or you injure somebody, okay, well, you're just going to have to buck up and suffer the consequences. You're going to have to pay a price. It's called being responsible. People need to be responsible for their own lives and stop worrying about everybody else's. But marijuana, I mean, come on. The kid wasn't smoking it. It was cannabis oil. I don't know exactly what she did with it. She probably put a couple of drops in his cereal in the morning. I don't know. Juice or whatever. I don't know. But she was told by a doctor to go get this. So she went to Colorado. She lives in Minnesota. She goes to Colorado, buys some cannabis oil, brings it back, gives it to her son, and guess what happened? Oh, the seizures went away. The pain went away. Now, whether he's 100% cured or not, time will only tell that. But it was a life-saving drug. It relieved this kid's pain, relieved his tremors, his seizures, relieved the kid's pain. Now he's up and he's running around. He's not beating his head anymore. He's not trying to hurt himself. He's not in extreme pain. He may not be 100% normal like most kids, but he's still going to be at least have his life. He's still going to be able to live at least a normal enough life to grow up. Maybe someday he's going to be able to have a family. But he's not in the pain. He's not seizing. He's not trying to injure himself. And Mama is ecstatic. And same with the father. Both the parents. Well, she comes back and the kid gets cured and starts getting happy. He's no longer in pain. He's in school. Well, somehow, their little school that he went to found out about this. Now, this is what really pisses me off. This is what sets me off. You people in the school, you teachers, you principals, any of you aides, whatever you do in school, your job is to do one thing and one thing only, and that is to educate the child. Stick to the 3 R's. You don't stick to how parents raise their children. They are not your children to raise. How a parent raises their child is none of your goddamned business. Who the hell do you people think you are that you can tell somebody how to raise their child, huh? It's none of your business. It's not your decision to make, school. Well, they found out about it, so what do? They called the police. This kid, it gets his life saved. He probably feels free for the first time in 3 years. He doesn't have any more pain. He's not seizing. He's not beating his head. And so the school doesn't like it. They found out it was cannabis oil. So you got to call the cops, you friggin' creeps? Who the hell do you think you are? What difference does that make to you and the cops and the prosecutors and anybody involved in this? Why would you even waste your time? Well, she faces 2 years in prison and $6,000 in a fine. What is that $6,000 going to go to? What are they going to do with that $6,000? Why would you need to fine this woman $6,000 and put her into jail for 2 years for saving her son's life? Why would you need to do that? Well, it turns out that Minnesota is now the 22nd state to approve medical marijuana. Approved the medical marijuana after she got her son saved with medicinal cannabis oil. The kid's not walking around smoking pot. I mean, come on, people. Come on. Kid's not a pothead. Sitting at home watching Kim Kardashian. Choking on bags of Cheetos, doing nothing. He's a productive kid. Well, as productive as he could possibly be. But who the hell is it to you, school, that you think you have the right to turn this person in? And who the hell is it to you, police and prosecutors and judges, to actually prosecute this woman? Here's what you should do. You found out, hey, wait a minute. This kid was going through having these seizures and extreme pain, and he's trying to injure himself. He's trying to beat his head because he's in so much pain. And you found out that this kid took a couple of drops of cannabis oil, and it took that all away. And now whether he's 100% cured or not, again, time will tell. But he's not feeling the pain. He's not seizing anymore. Don't you think first of all, an intelligent person would go, wow, that worked? Wow, I might have to investigate that. Maybe, if I get hit in the head with a baseball, That's good to know. And I start seizing and going through a lot of pain. Maybe I'll take a couple of drops of this stuff. Or maybe I know somebody who's like that. Maybe it might work for them. Look, I don't care what it is. If the drug works, it works. It doesn't matter what it is. What difference does it make what it is? Look, if the drug is going to help, it's going to help. It's going to work. So does it matter? Why would that matter to you? Why would that matter to you, school? If what this kid what his medicine is, huh? Who the hell are you? Are you the doctor? Is the school now a doctor? Well, you have to get the school's permission to be put on medication? When did this happen? When in the hell did this happen? This is what just sets me off. And these people get away with it. And nobody's going to prosecute this school. Cops, they're not going to do anything. Well, it's cannabis oil. We've got to remove that woman from society. She endangered her child. I wonder how long. I wonder why the DCF hasn't removed the child yet. Where are you, DCF? Huh? Where are you? Y'all tuckered out from stealing so many kids? You just don't have enough energy? You got no more energy, not even for one more kid you can take? Well, it's only a matter of time. If they haven't seen this family already, I'm pretty sure they will. And they're going to try to remove this child in a loving, caring household where the mom did everything she could. The doctors weren't helping him. So she takes it upon herself, where she got the advice from another doctor that said, yeah, try some cannabis oil. Maybe that might work. So the woman was desperate. I want to relieve my son's pain. So she goes and gets some cannabis oil and gives it to him. And it works. And now she has to pay the price? I mean, who the hell are these people in the schools today? You're a freaking school teacher. Shut up. Maybe if you were educated, you might be able to actually educate your students instead of irritating your students, irritating the parents, irritating society. You're not educated. Because if you were, we wouldn't be talking about this right now. This would not be a topic of discussion. And I do know. Look, I grew up in the school district. So I do know what the hell I'm talking about. I do know the mentality of a school teacher. Not all of them, but the overwhelming vast majority of them. And that mentality is not good. I don't want to hear about all the good teachers. Oh, it's so hard. Oh, boo, 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 boo. I'm so sick and tired of hearing that crap. Wah, wah, wah. If you work so hard, why do we have so many problems in the school? Huh? Why is it when Melissa Willis gets in an argument with a school teacher, she gets her children taken away? Huh? Well, you school, you work so hard. Really? You really work so hard, don't you? Yeah, you really do. You make me sick. You really do. You make me sick. It's not your life. It's not your child. You have no business interfering in how somebody else raises their child. Look, if you don't like the way somebody raises their child, well, then don't raise your child that way. It's pretty simple. The woman was not endangering her son's life. The woman saved her son's life. There's no excuse whatsoever. No excuse whatsoever why this woman is facing 2 years in jail. Now, what is that going to solve? Huh? How is that going to solve anything? What is that going to solve? Well, what if the kid needs more of that cannabis oil? How is he going to get to Colorado? Well, the dad. I guess the dad isn't going to go to jail, just the mom? Because I guess only the mom went to Colorado and the dad stayed home. I mean, any prosecutor that would prosecute this case needs not be a prosecutor. Any judge who would allow this case in his courtroom or her courtroom need not be on the bench. And any cop who would put handcuffs on this woman, you need not be a cop. Period. And whoever reported this woman, whether it was a school teacher or a principal or a staff assistant or the frickin' janitor, whoever reported this woman needs not be in school. You have no business being in a school. If this is what you're going to do, it's none of your damn business how this woman treats her child's injury. Let me throw a baseball at you. I'll throw it at full speed. I'll hit you right smack dab between the eyes and I'll make it hurt. And when you have tremors, when you have seizures, when you are beating your head with your fist because you're in so much pain, we'll see if you go out there and try to get a little cannabis oil to relieve your pain. Oh, but that's different. Why is it different? Wow, because. No. These schools, I don't know where the hell these schools got the idea that these children, when they come into school, are theirs. Parents aren't involved with their own children anymore. You can't raise your own child. No, that's the school's responsibility. That's the government's responsibility, not the parents. What do you know? You're a parent. You're not the government. You didn't win an election. What do you know about raising children? Well, what the hell do you know? I mean, my God, cannabis oil? Really? Cannabis oil? This is what this is over? A woman's got to be faced with 2 years of prison for a little cannabis oil? I mean, what? Look, our forefathers smoked pot. The Constitution and the Declaration of Independence was written on hemp. Sorry, not for nothing. Benjamin Franklin made his own clothes out of hemp. They did use hemp, cannabis oil. Thomas Jefferson went to France to get a better strand of marijuana. So if it was all right for our forefathers, why can't it be all right for this kid, 12-year-old kid, who's now 15, and has finally got his pain relieved? Cannabis oil? I mean, what, are you kidding me? I mean, what, are you nuts? I mean, I don't care what it was. I mean, I don't care if it was LSD or heroin or PCP or whatever the hell. If it worked, why is there a question? Why is there a problem? Why is there a problem? Look, I've been put on some crazy-ass drugs in the hospital before. They don't really relieve the pain, but you are stoned. Are you stoned? So don't give me this crap, this cannabis oil is such a threat to society. That this woman needs to be removed because she gave her child a little cannabis oil. My God. Look, I've had enough of the schools. I've had enough of these schools. I don't know who you people think you are. Coming into your classroom, they're not yours. You need to understand that. They are not your children. You are not in control of those children. I don't care who you think you are. I don't care what your friends tell you you are. I don't care how great and wonderful the whole world thinks you are. They are not your children. You are there to educate the child. Writing, arithmetic. That's what you stick to. We'd love to have school teachers teach a little history, but they don't understand history. They weren't taught history. Other than America is a racist country, and they formed a racist country with a racist constitution. That is the history they teach in school. So I guess that's okay to teach that our Constitution is racist. But Mama can't go out and get a little cannabis oil to save her son's life. Well, eventually this kid was going to die with what he had. Now this woman, now she had to get a GoFundMe page because of all the legal bills that she has to pay. Well, you know who should have to pay for this? The school who turned him in. You should have to pay for her legal bills. And where the hell's a prosecutor? Where is a legitimate prosecutor? Why can't you say, you know what, prosecutor? Why can't you go up to that school that turned him in and say, you know what? You ever pull another crap like this again? I'm going to have you prosecuted. Why couldn't the cops do that? Why couldn't somebody? Is anybody responsible in this country anymore? Huh? We don't have a responsible police anymore. We certainly don't have a responsible Congress. Jesus Christ. We don't have a responsible government. Our public doesn't seem to want to be responsible. Nobody wants to be responsible. We do have half the country. I say half of the country. We're split right down the middle. We got right and we've got wrong. Those of us on the right believe in individual freedom. Oh my God, I just said the magic words. Now I'm a domestic terrorist. That's right. The FBI looks at you, Homeland Security, looks at you as a domestic terrorist because you promote individual freedom. Well, now, see, I guess it's different when I went to school. Because when I went to school, that's what we were taught. You got to be free. And to be free means you got to be an individual. There are times where you got to play with a team, and there's times you got to be an individual. Well, it's your life. You have your own thoughts, your own feelings. Those are yours. You were given those thoughts. You were given those feelings. Those are yours. Nobody can take them away unless you allow them to. Democrats, oh man, they reach inside their head. Here you go, government. There's my brain. I don't need it anymore. I'll let you have it. You're more responsible with brains than me. So I'll just sit back over here, watch my Kim Kardashian. I'll get on my laptop and go online and find out how I'm supposed to think for today. That's a lazy-minded person. This is what I'm talking about. I hate lazy-minded people. Hate them. Have no respect for these people. Have no regard for lazy-minded people. Lazy minds are dangerous. And if you don't know what I mean by dangerous, pay attention. Pay attention. Open your eyes. There's a lot going on in the world. All you got to do is open your eyes and you can see it. Open your ears and you can hear it. Open your heart and you can feel it. Oh, but we can't do that. Well, why? Well, then I'm going to have to do something. I might have to get involved. Yeah, that's right. You are going to have to get involved. Look, we're a country. Like it or not. But we're a country. We're supposed to be united. We're supposed to stick with each other. Back each other up. When one American falls, we all fall. So when one falls, we all got to be right there to pick them up. That's a team. Even teams, there's individuals on teams. You have to, I believe in individual freedom, and I could give a goddamn what Homeland Security and the FBI and the government and anybody and everybody else thinks about it. I believe in individual freedom. I am not going to conform to government. I am not going to conform to the government telling me how to think, how to feel, what to say, what not to say, who to like, who not to like, what to eat, what not to eat. I don't need the government to tell me whether I can and cannot use cannabis oil to cure my illness. I don't care what it is. It doesn't matter. I don't care if it's friggin' strychnine. If friggin' strychnine was to save this kid, what difference does it make? It saved him. It worked. It's a miracle drug this woman found. I think people should take a look at it and go, hey, well, if that worked for him, maybe it might work for me. Maybe it might work for my brother. Maybe it might work for my sister. Maybe it might work for my neighbor. We can't do that? I mean, it should be written up in articles, medical articles. The story should be miracle cure found. Cannabis oil saves boy's life. But is that the headline? No. The headline is, Mama is facing 2 years in prison for saving her son's life. I mean, that's absolute. That's pathetic. It's not who we are as a country. This is not who we are. I do not accept this as who we are. Even though I do know the reality that, unfortunately, this is who we are, but I don't accept it. And I'm going to do everything I can to fix it, to fight it. And it's going to take a hell of a lot more than just me. It's going to take us all. But if you're lazy and you don't give a damn, well, go back to the couch. Turn on your Kim Kardashian. Have at it. Sit there and get fat. Smoke your cigarettes. Smoke your pot. Sit there and waste your life away. I don't know what the hell's going on in Minnesota, but look, guys, you got to get it together. America, you got to get it together. You got to accept the fact that these stories are real. The government is stopping at nothing to take away your freedom in every angle, every direction, every vector. You got cops, they don't look, they're not interested in investigating to find out whether you're guilty or not. You're guilty. If they show up at a scene, you're guilty. Somebody's either going to get shot or somebody's going to have to go to jail. Well, not for nothing, cops. But that's not the purpose for the police force. Not for nothing. And no, I'm not talking about Ferguson. There are plenty of cases where we should be protesting what the police is doing. When you need to have a SWAT team show up at your door with their guns drawn, machine guns drawn on you, to repossess your vehicle because the VIN number doesn't match the EPA's records? And nobody wants to say anything about that. But you got some fat frickin' thug who goes in and steals a box of cigarettes or cigars, roughs up the store clerk, then goes in and tries to steal a cop's gun, reaches in the frickin' car door, tries to steal his gun, telling the cop, you're too much of a pussy to shoot me. And then charges at him like a raging friggin' bull. That's something to protest? That's something to burn your town down? Really? Really? All right. Looks like my brother called in just in time because I was just this close from absolutely losing my damn fool mind. So I thank my brother for calling. He just saved my life. So now we're going to have to put him in jail for 2 years and fine him $6,000 because he just saved my life. Good God Almighty.